So now we're working with standard algorithm in the one-handed tribe. So we're doing 302 minus 224. So the first thing that I'm realizing is I can't take 4 from 2, and I can't take 2 from 0. So I have to start by stealing a 100ths value, changing that 300 to 200, or 3 to 2. And so I changed that 0 in the tens place to 10. Now I'm going to steal from that to be able to subtract in the ones column. So if I'm taking one value in the one-handed tribe, 10 minus 1 is really 4. So that 10 becomes a 4, and that 2 in the ones column becomes a 12. 12 minus 4 is shown here in the 100 chart, and 12 minus 4 is 3. Then I go from right to left as usual. 4 minus 2 is 2. Again, this is shown in the 100 chart. And then finally, 2 minus 2 is 0, so those ended up just canceling each other out. So we find our answer to be 23. This has us move on to drawing the base 5 blocks to this problem. So we're going to start by drawing our 302. I did 2 blocks on the right side. And since we don't have anything in our tens value, I went straight to drawing the 3 flats for the 300 and 302. I then am going to draw subtracting 224. So again, starting in the ones column, I'm drawing 4 blocks to represent that 4 in the ones value. Then I'm drawing 2 longs to represent 20 in the tens column. And then finally, I'll draw 2 flats to represent the 2 in the hundreds column for 224. Now I'm going to go ahead and start regrouping my numbers. So I'm taking that flat. Since I don't have anything in the tens comma, I need to put something in the tens comma so that I can regroup one of the longs into blocks so that I have enough to subtract from in the ones value. So I'm taking one of the flats and I'm drawing 5 longs. So the same amount, just represented in a different way. We're regrouping those into longs. Now that I have longs in my tens column, I can regroup one of those and steal it over to the ones value column. So I'm taking 1 long and creating 5 blocks from it in the ones value. Now I'm just shading in with a highlighter those 4 from the bottom to take away from the top. So when I'm shading it in, I'm canceling them out. So as you can see, I've shaded in 4 from the bottom and the top, leaving me with 3 left in the ones value column. I'm going to move that down to the bottom to represent what we have remaining after subtracting. I'm going to do the same thing in the tens value column. So I'm taking 2 from the 224 and highlighting those out to take away from the top the 3, excuse me, I'm so sorry, the 302. So I'm just taking 2 from each, which will leave me with 2 longs representing 20 in the tens value column. And I'm redrawing those at the bottom to represent what we have remaining after subtracting once again. And then finally, I'm taking the 100ths value column and I'm going to be shading from the top and the bottom values, showing that the 2 flats on the bottom that represented the 224 end up canceling out in the 302. So as we can see altogether, we have 0 flats, which is 0. We have 2 longs, which is equal to 20, and 3 blocks, which is equal to 3. So in the end, our subtraction for this one-handed tribe standard algorithm example is 23.